Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Innovation Alley. We're your hosts. I'm TowelManPurple.
I'm Bjorn.
And today, we're going to go over our own takes of some aggro burn-style decks. But before we dive right into it, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure you do so down below.
2 videos a week is the goal for Innovation Alley.
Perfect. So this week, we're going to start off with Bjorn and his take on Blurple. Tell us what you got.
Well, I got speed. Let me tell you what.
All right.
Little unconventional. For the 1-drops, we got just Diablo for, drawing a card. Whether he gets challenged or sniped, get a draw card when he goes. Maleficent, just because, hey, 1-drop the quest 2. Never go wrong with that. And Pascal, because he's an evasive 1-drop, so he usually gets a bunch of lore in, even if the opponent has a bunch of challengers.
All right, bringing it back to set 1. We love Pascal.
Oh, yes. And for the first new card here, Archimedes. I think he's fantastic. He's way better than Cusco. When an opponent chooses a character for an action or ability, you may draw a card, meaning if they snipe him or if they challenge him, you draw a card, and he's at 2/2.
Are you sure that works with challenging?
Yeah, I'm sure, because challenging is an action, right? Or am I thinking in too broad CCG terms right now?
I think you're being broad. I think when they say action, they mean like an action or a song, or an ability, as in like an ability of a card when it comes into play.
Well, I still think he's good.
Okay.
Gotta keep him in here.
All right.
Because, if usually he gets sniped anyway by like Baboom or Fire the Cannons, so,
Yes, that will trigger the draw effect for sure.
We got Duke Weaselton, because he has Ward.
Yep. That's the opposite of getting sniped.
Yeah. So the troopers are like, don't get sniped. Like Archimedes, if he gets sniped, you get to draw a card. Duke Weaselton can't be sniped. Same thing with Annoy here.
Ooh.
And now you might see where I'm taking this deck. She get ward and resist if you have an item. So, yeah, we're going to have some of those. Those are further down the list.
Newsflash, items are in the deck.
The White Rose, we have Goat at home.
Oh, Goat at
home. Yeah.
Goat at home followed by?
The Goat itself, of course. I mean,
Mr.
Because we want to get as much, just conjure lore out of thin air with our opponent not being able to do absolutely anything about it. It's the whole deck's idea.
Love it.
Right. And then we come to the actions. Befuddle. So as you see, we don't run any bounce package in here. So if we want to bounce one of our ward characters, for example, Quest, bounce, replay, it has a ward again, can't be touched. Pretty good. Or just slow down the opponent,
Yeah, card is good.
Grab something back up in their hand. Glean. Again, we have items here. Banish shows an item, its player gains 2 lore. So, of course, banish your own items, gain 2 lore. It's a cheaper gathering knowledge and wisdom that's also inkable. Or, if you're playing against, let's say, a blue deck, and they have a fishbone quill.
Blue?
I'm just saying, they would rather have that fishbone quill than a 2 lore you're going to give them when you suddenly play Glean and stop their ramp.
That card's probably going to pick up in popularity with this new set.
It gets rid of any item you want or gives you 2 lore for your item. So I think it's really good, actually.
Yep.
Gathering knowledge and wisdom.
Pretty simple, straightforward.
Gain 2 lore? Yeah. Cost 2 is uninkable, but it gains you 2 lore always, so it's just a great card.
Pay 2, gain 2.
Absolutely. Then the other new card. This is my family. Gain 1 lore. Draw 1 card. So you gain 1 less lore than Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom, but you also draw a card. And it's a song, so... you can sing it if you want to.
Yep, that's awesome.
If you need to. Absolutely. Bosses on a roll. Is the other song? It's a 3-cost song, so probably not gonna be able to sing it that much, but you gain a lore and you get to look at your top 5 cards and arrange them however you want.
It's manipulating the top. That's always good.
Yeah, and of course, if you have access to some card draw, you can immediately draw what you put on the top, which makes it way better. And so for the items, just 4 popsicles, because it's a cheap item and it draws your card.
Card is good.
What can I say? Yeah, and you can then use it with Glean to gain you 2 more lore.
Yep.
And of course, Amethyst Chromicon. I mean, we're gonna get better use of our cards than the opponent is going to be able to, so we don't mind the both draw. We love that. Especially if we have just played bosses on a roll. Amethyst Chromicon draws you the card you just put on top, and that wins you the game, maybe.
Yep, that sounds about right. That's pretty sick. So the items are your card draw mechanic.
Yeah, pretty much. And, Noi, if we have a Popsicle or an Amethyst Chromicon out, Noi is going to have that Ward and Resist.
Yeah, he has added benefits. The Glean.
Glean targets. I mean, it's fine if Glean gets rid of a Chromicon if you're going to win that turn anyway, right?
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt. That's pretty nifty. I like it. Very aggressive deck. Actually, the Archimedes is the other source of card draw on the deck, too. And then you get to manipulate the top of the deck with Boss. And then This Is My Family
Diablo
replaces itself.
Yeah.
Overall, I like it, man. Very fast. That's your version of Burn with Blurple. And then I did Amethyst Steel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I immediately see a dual color card there. I'm very excited.
Yes. So we have 4 Chernobog followers.
Mm-hmm.
Because just like stuff that you like in your deck, it draws cards, right?
Yep.
It can draw a card. Same thing with Diablo.
Sure.
More card draw. And with the Broom.
Yeah.
More card draw.
You want to know why I didn't include followers or Broom in my list?
Sure.
It's because I just hate that people snipe them with, like, fire the cannons, and then you never get the card. With Diablo, you always get the card regardless. Same thing with Archimedes, so that's why I put them instead.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm just allergic to being sniped.
Allergic. We also have the 1-drop Maleficent. It's a 2-quester for 1. We love this card.
Classic. Classic.
Then we have the bounce package. We have 4 snakes. 2 cost 3/3, quest for 1.
Of course, of
so
course.
We can either bring our stuff back to play it back unexerted, or we'll show you what we can do with it. Other like your goat, your white rose, and then maybe with some of the other new cards that we'll get to in a moment.
All right.
4 Calhoun. Card's a staple in any steel deck. It's so good.
Super good, super good.
Card has treated me well all season long. 4 Smee. 2 quester, 3/3 body. Can't ask for much more. The guy's very, very well statted. It's just a good card.
Yep.
Then we have 4 Giant Cobra. 3 cost, 4/4 with Vanish. It quests for 1. When you play this character, you may choose and discard a card to gain 2 lore. Now, this card seems pretty crazy. It's overstated. Yes, it has Vanish, so essentially it's a phantasmal image if you've played Magic, right? If it gets targeted, you have to sacrifice it. But
yeah, so if they firing cannons, it goes.
Yep, it'll go bye-bye. But the ability of being able to discard a card to gain 2 lore, I think is pretty nifty. So you're able to essentially gain, let's say you have Giant Cobra, White Rose, the Goat, right? All of these artificial lore gain. And we'll get to more in a moment. So obviously White Rose comes into play, gains a lore, same thing. Goat at home with Goat follow up, right? And then we also have the 4 Fox to continue our bounce package. So that way we can keep re-triggering these cards over and over again.
Yep.
Beyond that, we also have our own Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom, just like you.
Of course.
Same thing with This Is My Family.
Mm-hmm. Which is a great card.
Bosses on a Roll, all the artificial lore gain that we can get. And, of course, the Chromicon. Bosses on a Roll and Chromicon are like a little two-piece combo, and we happen to
Yeah,
love
the
it.
Chromicon is really gonna help that snake.
Oh yes, for sure. So it gives us a lot of versatility as far as not needing to quest a ton to get to the end of the race.
Yeah.
And that is kind of very important in my eyes, because typically if you're playing against these dreadful Ruby Sapphire players where they're able to answer your characters at will all the time, you're always trying to race by questing. But now, if you're able to get, I don't know, 8 to 10 lore, the rest of the game you're going to win just by playing your cards. You don't have to quest anymore.
Yep.
So it gives you another way out. Like you have another opportunity to take the deck to victory.
So what you're saying is that questing is for losers.
No, never said that. What I'm saying is we have an alternative way to win the game. All right, so there you have it. We had our Blurple version of Burn and our Amethyst Steel version of Burn, including some of the set 7 cards.
Oh,
Now,
yes. Very
as
excited.
always, we gratefully appreciate each and every one of you coming out to these videos, and we hope to hear from you in the comments. Please drop us a line. Let us know what you think down below. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't like. If you want to see something with a different new card from set 7, we are all about it. Super excited that we're able to bring out more content now with new cards and we can discover new ideas. This is the most fun part for us. It's the innovation.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys for tuning in, and until the next one. Sick.